Good afternoon. Let us start our program. I am going to do today project appraisal and financing. Project appraisal and financing. In this one, introduction and definition. There are, of course, project identification and management cycle, process and projects, public and private projects, then project appraisal. Project appraisal. There are pre-feasibility and feasibility study, pre-feasibility and feasibility studies, marketing, technical, managerial, financial, economical and environmental appraisal, then project cost, then working capital estimation, NBV, FIRR, EIRR, implementation schedule. There are, of course, under that one, bar charts. We will discuss. There is CPM, critical path method, and network analysis, which we don't do. Implementation schedule we'll be doing only the bar chart. So these are the areas we will be doing. Project definition. It is an investment activity upon which resources, that is cost, are expended to create capital assets that will produce benefits over an extended period of time and which logically lends itself to planning, financing, and implementation as a unit. This is the definition of the project. Once again, we go through definition of project. It is an investment activity, so we will be investing, upon which resources, costs are expended. We will be spending money. Investment activity where we will spend money to create capital assets. To create capital assets, we may purchase land, we may put up buildings, we may purchase machineries, we may purchase other equipments, we may purchase raw materials, etc., and produce. So it is an investment activity upon which resources, that is costs, are expended, that is spent to create capital assets. We will create capital assets that will produce benefits. Capital assets we have created will produce benefits over an extended period of time, through a continuous period of time, extended period of time. It will produce benefits, which logically lends itself. So for that purpose, logically lends itself. For that purpose, we need planning, financing, and implementing as a unit. This is the definition of a project. A project is unique in that it is not a routine operation. So project is very unique. It is not a routine operation, but a specific set of operations designed to accomplish a singular goal. So, but a specific set of operations are designed to accomplish a singular goal of project. A project is temporary in that it has a defined beginning. A project, when we say it has a defined beginning and a defined end in time, therefore defined scope and resources. So it has defined scope, defined time, that is beginning and end, defined time, and defined resources. That is project. When we go further, you will understand more clearly. So process and project comparison. Process means a routine in nature. Routine operation is process. When we say project, it is very specific. It is very specific. The process, just for an example, some business, it is running for about last 10-15 years. Business. It is a process. Last 10, 15 years, a business is running. Or a manufacturing unit is running, going on. It is a process. But you are newly establishing a manufacturing unit. Newly established. It is a project. So now we are comparing. You just keep this example in mind. That is a manufacturing business going for last 10, 15 years. One side, that is process. A manufacturing unit, you are starting afresh. Newly, that is project. So process, routine in nature. Manufacturing, that is routine. It has become as routine. But project, it is specific. Process, existing staff and resources are used. Existing staff and resources will continue. But in the case of project, you bring outside expertise for the project. In the case of process, resources allocation on annual basis. Yes, annually you allocate resources for the business process. But in the case of project, resources allocated for the project period. If the project period is 4 or 5 years, for the entire period you calculate and allocate the resources. Then only it will have a definite start and definite end. So for the period, the project period, it may be 4 or 5 years. You calculate and assign, allocate the resources for that particular project. In the case of process, survival, generally current level of operation. Survival of the process is depend on the current level of operation. If the current level of operation is bad, the survival also bad. But the project, it is growth oriented. It is growth oriented. You expect incremental benefits, additional benefit from the project. For the people or for the particular area, you expect incremental, and it is additional benefit you are. Then in the case of process, internalized, it is structured, programmed activities and become as a habit. In the case of process, yes, that is, as an example, I told you, a manufacturing unit running for about 10, 15 years. It is internalized, it is already structured, it is programmed, activities are programmed, and it becomes as a habit. But in the case of project, new competencies and guidance are required because it is a new one. New competencies and guidance are required. So these are the difference between a project and the process. Sometimes we may get mixed up. Process and project, we get mixed up. No. So now you know the definite line between a process and the definite line between a project. Process and project, you know that. Then in the case of project, there are two types of project. One is public and private project. We look at some examples. Developing a software program for an improved business process. So business is going on. They want to develop a software program to monitor their operation. So that's a new one. So it is a project for a process. This is a project for a process. Process is the business already running for last few years. Now the computer program, software program for the improved business. So it is a private project. Some private company or somebody is doing. It's a private project. Construction of a building or a bridge. Yes, a bridge. That is a necessity for people to cross the river. People were going through the river. Now a bridge is necessary. So it is a project. It is a public project for the benefit of the general public. Public project. Then relief after natural disaster. So generally the reliefs are there. Samurti, that one, this is there. But there's a disaster. Floods. Tangvattura. So many people are affected. Families are in the school building. So you have to provide relief. It is a project. It is not a process. It is a project. So it is a public project for the benefit of the people. Expansion of a sale of a new geographical area. Expansion of a sale in a new geographical area or market. A company, they are marketing in Sri Lanka, their product. Now they want to go overseas. They are going to Dubai, open up a market network. So it is a project, new one. It's done by a private company. So it's a private project. It is a private project. Expansion of a sale in a new geographical area or market. Introducing new syllabus for AL students. AL students are having their syllabus for the last so many years. Now government decided to introduce a new syllabus. Earlier one was just a process, but now it is going to be a project introducing a new syllabus. So it is for the benefit of the student, public. So it is a public project. Establishing a dairy farm on commercial basis. Or some company want to establish a dairy farm on a commercial basis. So it is a new one, new start, new beginning. There will be a new end. So it is a private project. So now you know public as well as private projects, the difference. So now you know difference between the process, the meaning of process, and the meaning of project. Difference between the process and project. Similarly, you know what is a public project, what is a private project, the difference between the public as well as the private projects. Right. Stakeholders in public projects. So, stakeholders, who are the partners? Who are the beneficiaries? Who are the partners? Oh, yes, of a public project. We call it stakeholders. Stakeholders. Direct beneficiaries, indirect beneficiaries, affected parties, funding agencies, suppliers, contractors, consultants, project staff, implementing agents. These are the stakeholders in a public project. Just for an example, public project. There, as I told you earlier, a bridge, construction of a bridge, or putting up a road, new road, a highway road, putting up a new highway road. So who are the stakeholders? Who are the people? Participants in the project. Direct beneficiary, the people who use the road. By using the road, their distance travel will be cut down. Earlier, they would have gone by about 10 miles. Now, of course, after putting up this road, they may have to go only about 2 miles. Then indirect beneficiaries. By this way, there are indirect beneficiaries. Only the people who are using the road, and then there may be people, some petty shops, particular people may start some businesses, roadside vendors, indirect beneficiaries. They sell for the passengers, for the people who are passing through that road. They may sell items, various items. Indirect beneficiaries. Affected parties. So for the purpose of putting up the road, some people would have given their land. Their land would have been taken over by the government. Affected parties. Funding agencies. So our government would have sought financing from some other external sources. They would have studied and see the project, okay, this is beneficial, and they would have done all the analysis, and then they would have funded some external agencies, international agencies. So funding agencies. Then suppliers, contractors, consultants. To put up the road, some people would have planned it. So there would have been consultants. There would have been suppliers of raw materials and other items. And there are people, contractors, who are doing that road. Other stakeholders. Then the project staff. To manage this project, construction of this road, there may be a project office. And there may be project staff. So there are other stakeholders. And then implementing agency. Who is the implementing agency? Maybe RDA, Road Development Authority. They may get the fund from the funding agency, may channel the fund to the government, and this funding, so this implementing agency may get the fund from the finance ministry, and they implement it. So these are all stakeholders in a public project. So whatever the public project, you must identify who are the stakeholders, who are the people affected or benefited, who are participants in that project, stakeholders in public projects. So whatever the projects to meet 3 targets. It should have 3 targets. Then only the quality of the project will be ensured. So project should have 3 targets. When they meet those 3 targets, the quality of the project is established. What are the 3 targets? One is scope. So what we are expecting by this project, public project, what are we expecting from this project? That is scope of the project. What is it? So many people will be benefited by passing through this road. Maybe daily about more than 1,000 people will use this road. Their traveling expenses will be reduced. Vendors and people can carry their items to the market through this road. So various scope. That's scope. And then the cost. So what is the cost of this project? They would have estimated. And the schedule, the time schedule, when to start and when to finish this project. Schedule. If all these 3 things are achieved, that is, scope of the project is achieved, cost of the project is within the targeted amount, schedule of the project, that is, when to start and when to finish, is within the time frame, then the quality of the project is appreciable. That is ensured quality of the project. If anyone is missing, then the quality of the project will affected. If the scope is, there is problem. If the cost is, of course, increased, cost overrun. If the cost overrun, that is, they would have estimated 100 million rupees to put up the road, but they would have spent about 125 million. That is cost overrun. That is upset. Schedule. They would have planned to finish this road construction, say within 2 years. Maybe it would have gone for about 3 years. Time overrun, cost overrun, time overrun. If there is cost overrun, if there is time overrun, if the scope is not achieved, then the quality of the project is not achieved. So the quality of the project depends on all these 3 things. Now we come to another important thing, project cycle. Project cycle. What is a project cycle? So this is applicable to public or private project, any type of project. This is applicable project cycle. Sequence of analytical phase through which a project passes. So analytical phase through which a project passes in a sequence. The project will pass in a sequence. That is an analytical phase. That is project cycle. What are those sequences? Identification of the project. So you must identify. First, construction of the road in this area from here to there is essential, is necessary for the public. So identification. Then the preparation. How to do this road? Preparing a plan. Preparation. Then analysis. After that one, you analyze and say whether it is possible. Analysis. And then appraisal. Once again, you again see analysis whether it is feasible, whether it can be done, whether it can be done with this cost, whether it can be done within this time, whether it will achieve this scope. So appraisal. If all are okay, then implementation. Implement it. Implement the road construction. After completion, evaluate it. What has happened in this road construction? Everything is achieved. Whether everything is achieved, whether scope is achieved, whether there is any cost overrun or within the cost, whether there is time overrun or within the time frame, evaluation. So this is called project cycle. Once again, identify the project, prepare the project, analyze the project, appraise the project, then implement the project, and finally evaluate after completion. There can be variation in these stages depending on the nature of the project. So these are the basic analytical phase sequence, project cycle. But depending on the project, sometimes there may be variations. There may be variations, slight variation. Once the project is completed and objectives are achieved, it will continue as a routine operation. Right. Now, after the project is achieved, after the project is completed, then till that time only it is a project. Once it is achieved, completed, then it will be a process. It will be a routine operation. So the project is started, implemented. Once it is achieved, it will go as a process. That is, it will be a routine operation. It will be a routine operation. So this is the project cycle. Now it is identification of the project. You can see in the figure, identification, and then preparation and formulation. Both we say preparation. You prepare the project and formulate. Prepare and formulate the project. Then you analyze and appraise the project, whether it is feasible, whether it can be done, whether the scope is okay, whether the cost is okay, whether the time is okay, time frame is okay. Analysis. Then implementation. You do the implementation. While implementing, monitor and supervise the project. So when you are implementing it, you must monitor the project and you must supervise the project. Once everything is done, evaluate the project and see whether this project is a success or failure. If it is a success, you implement this project in another place. If it is failure, you find reason why this project is a failure, whether it can be corrected, what are the corrective measures to be taken, and if so, if the corrective measures could be taken, then take those corrective measures and implement it elsewhere. So this is project cycle. Now the project management. So when there is a project, there's a project cycle. Now the project should be managed. The project should be managed. Project management. What is project management? Application of knowledge, skill, techniques to execute projects effectively and efficiently. So always I used to use this term effectively and efficiently. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. Efficiency is doing the thing rightly. So when you say effectively and efficiently, doing the right thing rightly. So in the project management also, you must do the right thing rightly, or you must do the correct thing correctly. So for that one, application of your knowledge, skill, techniques are important to execute the project effectively and efficiently. Application of the knowledge, skill, and techniques of capable people is necessary to execute projects effectively and efficiently. So there are management functions. What are the management functions? There is planning, budgeting, organizing, leading, coordinating, and controlling. These are the management functions. In the project management also, these are the important project management functions. What are those things? Planning, budgeting, organizing, leading, coordinating, and control. It is very specialized and different from managing the usual commercial operation. So the project management is very specialized. So commercial operations also people are managing. The routine operations, process, commercial operations also, yeah. That is, of course, a process. Just a continuous one process. Continue it. But the project management is very specialized because it is a new thing, new one. So it is very specialized and different from managing the usual commercial operation. Keep it in your mind. Now, Credit evaluation by financial institution. Now, financial institution, they are giving various type of credit. So how they evaluate? One is consumer credit, and then commercial credit, that is small and medium business credit. Then the large scale businesses, that is corporate credit. Then the development credit, underdevelopment credit, microfinance, that is poverty alleviation program, group lending, etc. will come under that one. Then the project finance, that is for the SMEs. For the SMEs, it is the project finance because SMEs are new and young enterprises. Small and medium enterprises are new and young enterprises. They don't have vast experience. They are not operating for the last 5, 6, 10, 15 years. No, they are new one. So the project finance, for them, it is the project finance. And apart from that, international trade credit. These are the different types of credit provided by financial institutions. Right. Project appraisal by financial institutions. Project appraisal by financial institutions. For the SME credit or project financing, how they appraise. So there are various appraisal in a project finance. Project appraisal. Market appraisal, appraising the market. Technical appraisal, entrepreneur or management appraisal, environmental appraisal, financial appraisal, economic appraisal. If everything is okay, finally, risk analysis, mitigation, and loan structure. Risk analysis, risk mitigation, and loan structuring. These are the stages or steps in project appraisal. So when we are doing this project appraisal, these are the steps we go through. These steps when you want to do an appraisal of projects. Stages of project appraisal. So now, when a project is, if you are asked to do a project appraisal, how you will start, how you will do it, how you will start and how you will do it. Stages of project appraisal. First, of course, you will have a preliminary discussion with the customer. You will have a preliminary discussion with the customer about the project. So he may have his idea. He may have his idea. He will put out this idea. Then, at the same time, he would have prepared a project report and he may give you the project report. Now, after the preliminary discussion, you peruse the project report given by the customer. You peruse the project report. You go through it, read it, and you collect the information. Collection of information, facts about the project. Sometimes the project you may not know. Some new project, the technical description of the project, you may not know. So you have to collect information. You have to collect facts about the project. There are various sources you have to collect. You have to collect collection of information and facts about the project. If necessary, you have to consult with experts because you may not know that project. What is it? There may be a lot of technical things which you may not know. There may be a lot of technical things. So you must try to find out what are these things. Technical details. If necessary, you have to consult with some experts in that particular field and conducting the appraisal. So now you collect the information by discussing with various people, maybe from various sources, you collect the information and conducting the appraisal. If it is satisfactory, if the project is acceptable to you, then you go for a customer interview. Again, call the customer for an interview. Discuss. Straightforward and open discussion. Customer should tell you the truth. What he is planning, what he is thinking, how he is going to achieve it, how he is going to do it. Openly, customer should tell you. So it should be open and straightforward. If the customer interview also satisfactory, then you go for the site inspection, where the customer want to establish this project. You visit that one. You collect the additional information and see whether the site is suitable for the concerned project. For the particular project, whether the site is suitable. To check that one. And finally, if that also good, conclusion, you will decide whether to grant the facility or not. So these are the stages of the project appraisal. Once again, preliminary discussion with the customer, then perusing the project report given by the customer, going through the reports given by the customer about the project, collection of information and facts about that project. You collect the information and facts about the project. Then consultation with the expert if necessary. Sometimes you have to discuss with the expert of the particular project, particular subject with the experts. Then collect all the information, do the appraisal. If you are satisfied, call the customer for an interview. The interview should be open and straightforward. If that also successful, satisfactory, then go for the site inspection. Go and see the location, project location. If that is also acceptable, then you conclude conclusion. So these are the stages of project appraisal. Market appraisal. One by one, how to do the appraisal. Market appraisal. So the customer, the project may produce items or service. It may produce items, products, or it may produce service. Service-oriented service project or the product project. So now, customers, you must see what is the usage of this product which they are going to produce. Or what is the service? How the people will use, how the people will be benefited by using this service. You must identify it. So what is the use of service? What is the use of this product? Usage. And then special features, whether these product or services have any special features. Whether this product or service have advantages over substitute. Already there would have been substitute. Already there would have been other products. So this product or service, whether they have any advantage over the product or services already available or the substitute already available. You have to see. If it is not, then it is useless. It also will be like the earlier one. So the usage of the product or services from the project you have to. What are the special features? So what are the advantages over the product already available or the substitute already available? Then you do a demand analysis. How is the demand for this product? Global demand or domestic demand or regional demand. It depends on where this customer want to market the product. If the customer want to restrict this product and services to the region, then the regional demand you analyze. If the customer want to restrict this product and services to the country, so the domestic demand you had. Then the globally, if the customer want to send to other countries as well, then global demand you have to analysis. Demand analysis. So how much product but what price this product is needed regionally or domestic or globally. You have to do the demand analysis, the quantity and the price at which the quantity is needed or sold. You do the analysis. Then the supply analysis. Okay, now the supply. Whether not only these people, whether there are other suppliers, local suppliers, who are going to be the competitors, and there may be importers from other countries. You analyze. That also supply analysis. Local suppliers, who are their competitors, and apart from that, importers of the similar products. Then you analyze export potential analysis. How is the export potential for this particular product or service? Detail of other exporting countries. When you do the export potential, you must see how the export from other countries also for the similar product. Now the garments, we are also exporting. Now Vietnam is exporting, Thailand is exporting, Bangladesh is exporting. All these countries are exporting. Whether we have any benefit over other exporting countries, whether we have any competitive advantage or comparative advantage than other exporting countries in regard to this particular product or services, you must see. So that is supply analysis. So details of other exporting countries, you must analyze. Then current market price. What is the current market price for this product? Local product and the imported product here in Sri Lanka. What is the current market price for the particular product? Imported product or locally produced product. That is current market price analysis. So now, first of all, you must see what are these products and services, what are their usage, then demand analysis for these products and services, and supply analysis for these products and services, and then the current market price you have to analyze. Right. Market appraisal continuing. Propose marketing arrangement. How this particular customer want to do the marketing, whether it is regional or domestic or global, how he is going to, depending on that situation, how he is going to do the marketing arrangement. What is the marketing arrangement? Market network. You must analyze that one. Oh. Then pricing policy. What is the pricing policy? Whether it is depending on the cost or depending on the similar products, what is the pricing policy? On what basis he want to fix his price? Based on his cost of production or based on the other competitors' price? How? Pricing policy. Whether he is going to give any discount to the marketers? If so, what is the percentage? Then what is the margin he is going to give them? Whether is there any other any credit period he is going to give to the marketing people. So pricing policy, discount and margin, like that. Then distribution channel. So for the purpose of distributing these products and services, what is the channel he is going to use? He must have a plan for that one. So what is the channel? Distribution channel. Then confirmed orders. Confirmed orders. Whether he is going to manufacture this item for the confirmed order or he just produce it and sell it. Whether he is going to produce, some people, they produce only for the confirmed orders. Some maybe furniture manufacturing people, some furniture manufacturers, they produce only for the confirmed orders. Similar items, certain items, the very slow-moving item, many manufacturers, they produce for the confirmed orders. So confirmed orders. Or you just produce and sell it. And terms of credit. If you are selling the item on credit, what are the terms of credit? If you want to sell your product or services on credit, terms of credit, how many days credit, what percentage, 100% or 50%, what percentage of terms of credit, what is your terms of credit. Then grant, whether government grant is available, whether export incentives are available from the government, export incentives are available, whether rebates are available, whether government provide any rebates, government provide any grants, whether export incentives are available for these products and services. Then marketing organization of the project. What is the marketing organization? This is very important for this particular project. What is the marketing organization? That is, who are the key personnel, experience, qualifications, facilities provided to them, whether they are be a marketing director or a marketing manager. Under him, of course, whether they are representatives or salesmen, like that. So, organization for the marketing organization, you must have. The particular customer should have planning, depending on the regional marketing or the domestic marketing or the global marketing, how he is going to have his marketing organization to market these products and services. And who are the key personnel? What is the experience and what is their qualification? And what are the facilities you are offering them? Whether you are giving them a car or their mobility, their fuel, maintenance, or motorcycle. Yes, that also you have to analyze. Now, because if those things are there only, the marketing function will perform. The marketing function, you must ensure after producing, it should be marketed. The thing should move out. Otherwise, if it is in the go down, then nothing will happen. So marketing, the production, after the production, it should be marketed promptly. Then, market appraisal. Main buyers. Who are the main buyers? Locally, regional or domestic, that is locally, and the foreign. Who are the main buyers? Whether they are approved for these people to purchase this item. What are the proofs for these people to purchase this item? Then marketing strategy. What are the marketing strategy you are going to use it? That is sale promotion. Are you going to put it in paper advertisement or handouts and distributing or conducting road shows with the product pictures and other things, arranging a road show or TV advertisement or internet advertisement, Facebook advertisement, Google advertisement. That depends. So what is the marketing strategy? And sale promotion. Are you giving any sale promotion percentage to the people who are promoting the businesses? And justification of the market potential. After doing everything, you must justify the market potential. Yes, this product and services have a good market. Targeted quantity will be sold at the expected price. The price is also important and the quantity also important. Particular quantity should be sold out at the particular price, targeted, anticipated price. So finally, after doing all these analyses, you must ensure, justify the market potential for this product and services. That is market appraisal. Then the technical appraisal. This is also very important, technical appraisal. If anything goes wrong in the technical, the whole thing will be wrong. So in the case of when you are doing the technical appraisal, basic approach is same, but differ based on project types. Depending on the project types, different projects, the project types, it may differ, but the basic approach is same for all type of projects. So now we see different types of projects. There are agricultural projects, there are livestock projects, there are fisheries and aquaculture projects, there are industrial projects, there are construction projects, there can be marketing projects also. So various types of projects. Now we see agricultural projects. Agricultural project. For an example, in Mahavali area, of 50 acres of land, the company has taken do an agricultural project in a 50 acres of land. So they must have, apart from the other things, first of course, they must know whether this land is suitable for the cultivation purpose. They must justify. For that purpose, they may have to do various tests. We call it soil test. Soil test for this particular product, for particular agricultural ventures, whether the soil is okay. Then the irrigation, whether irrigation is available. So if the irrigation facility is not available there, whether wells could be done. Wells. So those availability of water for the irrigation purposes. So these are the basic things. Other infrastructural facilities you must establish. Roads, feeder roads, roads to bring things and roads to take away the harvested things. All those things. The basic things should be there. Electricity should be there. You must see. Communication facilities should be there. These are the basic things. Infrastructural facilities for the project. And then the technical appraisal for the agricultural projects. If you find out, yes, this particular land is suitable for various crops, maybe banana, maybe brinjal vegetables, maybe chilies, maybe for onion. Yes. Then how to grow? In what land extent to grow these things? So these are the seasonal crops. These are seasonal crops. Except for the banana. Banana is a perennial crop. It may, that's also two types of cultivation. Annually, you can uproot and again you can plant. That is one way. Or once planted, you can continue for 5 years. That is banana cultivation. But anyway, we see annually. You plant it, annually get the harvest, then you uproot and again replant it. That also. So it is seasonal. All vegetables are seasonal. Onion, chilies are seasonal. Vegetables are seasonal. Right. So you must have a land utilization plan. Land utilization plan. That is, particular crop in how many acres you are going to cultivate. Chilies in how many acres? Onion in how many acres? Banana in how many acres? Takali in how many acres? And similarly, Batu in how many acres? You must plan it. So that is land utilization plan. This is important, I will tell you why. And then crop calendar. Crop calendar. Now you are planting a particular crop in an identified land area. Okay, you have planted about onion in 5 acres of land. The onion is going to be there for about 2.5 months. After 2.5 months, are you going to leave that land just without doing anything? No. you have to plant another crop. So what is the crop you are going to plant once the harvest from onions are taken? Similarly, chilies, that may be there for about 6, 7, 8 or maximum 9 months. After 9 months, removing the plant, get the harvest, removing the plant. After that, what are you going to plant? So that is a cropping calendar. So you must have a land utilization plan for various crops, in what extent you are going to plant, and the cropping calendar in particular plot with different crops. How are you going to plant it? From which month to which month? From January to, maybe in the case of onion, January, February, March, up to March. After March, after getting the harvest, March, April, what is a crop? Then after that one, what is a crop? Cropping calendar. You must prepare. Cropping calendar, you must prepare. Why it is important? You need so many inputs for this agriculture. If for the banana, you need banana plant. Banana plant for you to plant. Banana plant. For onion, you need seed onion. For chilies, you have to put the nursery and get the chili plant for you to plant. Similarly, batu, various vegetable, yes. You need seeds. So this is a cost item. Inputs, planting material. You need planting material. Then you need good dried cow dung manure or composted manure. Then the fertilizer you need. Then you need pesticide and weedicide, and now of course most of the chemicals are banned. Anyway, pesticide and weedicide and insecticide you need to control the diseases. So when you have the land utilization plan and cropping calendar, what is that? You can plan how much of seeds you need from various crops, how much of seeds you need to plant, how much of seedlings you need, how many plants you need, how many hundredweights or kilograms of cow dung manure you need, how many kilograms of compost you need, how many kilograms of urea you need, how many kilograms of ammonium sulfate you need, how many kilograms of potassium oxide you need, potash you need. Then muriate potash, how many kilos you need? Plan it. And when you need cropping calendar. So you have the land utilization plan and then cropping calendar. Based on that one, all input, cost of inputs you can work out. So by using this land utilization plan and cropping calendar, you can calculate cost of inputs. When we see inputs, seed material, planting material, cow dung manure, compost manure, fertilizers, different types of fertilizers, different types of weedicide and pesticide and insecticide, quantities and price, and what is the cost? Because cost you have to do the profit and loss estimated, projected profit and loss you have to work out. So the cost item. This is one aspect. And then labor. Labor is another important item in the agricultural project. You have to clear the land. You have to plow the land. You have to till the land. You have to prepare the land. All labor and tractor cost, tractor usage, or two-wheel tractor, four-wheel tractor usage. What is the cost? You can plan it based on the land utilization plan and the cropping calendar. So these are the various inputs. Machinery cost, machinery utilization cost, then labor utilization cost, and irrigation cost. All these things you can plan. So this is cost side, costing side. And then income side. From all these vegetable, onion, chilies, banana, how much is the income you are getting? You know the extent of planted, when you have planted, when you will get the harvest, and what is the income you are getting. So income generation also you can work out, projected income. Similarly, projected cost also you can work out by these things. And finally, you can do a projected profit and loss statement. You can prepare a projected profit and loss statement for this agricultural project. Apart from that, investment cost also you can. Investment cost. You may have to land, of course, you can purchase then the price of the land, cost of the land, and you have to put up the building. Maybe to keep your for the managers quarters, you have to put up a building. To keep your machineries and utensils, you need a building. To keep the harvest, keep a building you need. To keep the fertilizers and other inputs, you need a building. So cost of the buildings, you can work out. Investment cost, you can work out. So you may need a tractor, yes, 2-wheel tractor or 4-wheel tractor, depending on the necessity, you can work out. Cost. Other equipment and utensil, yes, whatever things you need, you can work out. So the investment cost also you can work out. And the operational expenditure also, income and expenditure, you can work out. From that, of course, projected profit and loss statement, you can prepare. Projected profit and loss statement you can prepare. So then from that one, you can develop the cash flow. From the cash flow, when you will be getting the surplus cash flow. Surplus cash flow. In the surplus cash flow. Positive cash flow. Then you can plan your repayment program. What is a grace period you need? Actually, when there is no surplus cash flow, you won't be able to pay back the loan. You have to pay only the interest. So the bank has to give a grace period. And when the surplus cash flows come, they can start to pay back the loan. Capital plus interest they can pay. So what is the grace period? And depending on the cash surplus, what is the repayment period? How many months or how many years? How many months grace period? You can plan it. So it is depending on the nature of the type of the project, the agricultural project. You can plan. So two important things, one is a land utilization plan, other one is the cropping calendar. So based on that one, input expenses, then output income, everything you can work out, investment cost you can work out, and the grace period necessary, what is grace period necessary, you can work out depending on the cash flow, surplus cash flow, and the repayment period you can work out. So this is agricultural projects. In a simple way, I have told you. But when you do it by practically only, you will learn more how to do the agricultural projects. Similarly, the livestock projects, dairy farm. As an example, dairy farm. For the dairy farm, a project. So they want to establish the project in maybe in an area, again, maybe in Mahavali area, in a land extent of about 50 acres. Okay, then the cost of the land. You have to house the dairy animal, dairy building. So the building cost you can work out. And then you have to keep the other inputs you have to keep. So what is the building you need? Managers' quarters you need. You can work out. Overhead tanks, etc. you need, because dairy animals have to drink a lot of water, and washing and cleaning purposes you need water. The overhead tanks you need. And the cow dung, of course, that can be used for biogas generation. So biogas plant you have to, or compost preparation. For the compost pit you have to put up. So these are all cost items. Investment cost you can work out depending on that one. number of animal. What is the number of animal? And from that animal, every year there will be calving. Calves will come. Sometimes some calves, of course, you may sell. So we call it herd projection. Every year, the number of animal will increase. Herd projection. After some time, excess animal you will be selling. So you project a herd projection. So based on the herd projection, what is the length and breadth of the dairy set you need? You can plan it. You can plan the dairy set you need. Then, animals need grass. So you have to establish we call it fodder or pasture grass. Fodder or pasture grass. What is the extent of land you need to establish? So for you to establish the pasture or fodder grass, you have to develop the land, you have to plow the land, you have to tiller the land, then of course you have to make bunds, and then you have to plant the fodder grass or pasture grass. So what is the expenses? What is the tractor cost? What is the labor cost? What is the irrigation cost? You can work out. All inputs and the investment cost you can work out. Then the milk animal will give you milk. Average, what is the milk yield per animal? So say about 10 liters per animal per day. Good quality animal. If the animal is good quality, price may be around 1,25,000, 1,30,000 rupees per animal. That animal may give with good feeding about 10 liters average milk. So there may be not all animals won't give milk. Only the animal which have given half calves will give milk. On an average, about 80% of the animal in the herd will give milk under good management. If there are 100 animals, 80 animals will give milk. 20 animals will be bearing. They may be pregnant. So if there are 50 animals, 50 animals, 40 animals will give milk. Balance 10 animals pregnant. So on an average of 10 liters per day per animal, 40 animals, 400 liters of milk. What is the price of a milk per liter? And then you calculate, and here also you can do the projected profit and loss statement. So based on this one, you prepare projected profit and loss statement you prepare. At the same time, the investment cost. What is the cost of land? What is the cost of building for the animals? What is the cost of manager's quarters? What is the cost of stores? Then what are the equipment and machinery you need? Then what is the cost of the milking machine? Hand milking may be difficult now. There won't be any good capable people to do the hand milking. Now there are machine milking. So machines you have to buy. And then chilling tank you have to buy, because every day you may get about 400 liters of milk. Either Nestle will come and collect the milk, or Highland milk, that is Milko will come and collect the milk. Or if you want, you can process the milk, but for that purpose you need machineries. You need different type of machineries. And the dairy building you need for this processing. So depending, you can work out that one. So this is for the livestock project. Similarly, goat farming project, sheep farming project, piggery, swine farming project, you can work out. Poultry project, poultry layers project, poultry broilers project. So these things you can. So the basic thing is nation. In the case of dairy, herd projection, herd. In the case of goats also, herd projection. In the case of buffalo farming, herd projection you have to do, project. In the case of poultry, bird flow, bird. In the case of broilers also, bird flow, you have to prepare. And with that one, you can have your projected profit and loss statement, and the investment cost estimate you can prepare. investment cost estimate you can prepare. Now, fisheries and aquaculture projects. Fisheries and aquaculture projects. Yes, in the case of fisheries and aquaculture project, especially the shrimp farming, prawn farming, is very popular those days, but there was disease outbreak and a lot of people, they lost their investment also. That happened, but again it is going on there. So in the case of fisheries project or aquaculture projects, if it is prawn farming, there are ponds. So they construct ponds by the seaside, lagoon sites, in the lagoon areas, by the lagoon, because the salinity is low. In the sea, salinity is high. Salinity is sodium concentration is high. Sodium ion concentration is high in the sea. But in the that is in the sea water saline percentage. But in the lagoon area, saline percentage is low. That is, sodium ion concentration is low. So that is good for the prawn farming. So in that type of area, they are constructing ponds. In the ponds, they are keep putting the fingerlings. That is small prawn, small one, hatched one. There are hatcheries, prawn hatcheries. Therefore, they have the wild catch, parent shrimps. They produce eggs, and from the eggs, they produce the shrimp fingerlings. So after some time, the fingerlings will be brought and put it in these ponds with suitable water and feeding and everything. About 2-3 months time, they will grow up and harvest. So this is also the pond flow. You have to work out the pond. From that one, you can, again in the case of fisheries project, you can have the projected profit and loss statement. Investment cost, you can work out. Another profitable one is ornamental fish. There is export potential. So many companies, people are exporting the ornamental fish. The ornamental fish cultivation is very popular in Polonnaruwa area. They say Polonnaruwa soil is good, suitable for ornamental fish farming. There also they have the ponds. In the pond, small fingerlings are put, and after growing up, they will be harvested and exported. So here also you can work out the basic thing, ponds, how many fingerlings in a pond, what is the cost of input, what is the output, what is the income, then you can work out income and expenditure. That is projected profit and loss statement you can work out. So that is also there. Similarly, industrial projects. So industrial projects, we will discuss it later, little detail. So that means processing, mining, milling, value addition, quality improvements, all these are coming under industrial projects. And then the construction projects. This is also very popular. There is a construction boom in Sri Lanka. You would have seen everywhere so many big buildings are coming up. The last so many years, the building boom is going on. Construction projects. So this is also another this construction boom. Many banks are financing these construction projects. So for that one, architectural planning, structural planning are important. With this one also, you can plan what is the investment cost, what is the projected income and expenditure, cash flow, everything you can work out. And finally, marketing projects. What is this marketing project? Some companies here, industrial companies, they are producing various products. They want to market globally. Now, Dubai is identified as a better place to market products. So they want to establish a marketing center for their product in Dubai. So they want to go there, establish the marketing center, And through that center, they want to market their products globally. So this is a marketing project. They may approach a bank for a facility. If the bank is satisfied with everything, then bank can grant the facility and they can go ahead with the marketing project. So this way, you will be doing the technical appraisal. So once again, basic approach is same but differ based on project types. Agricultural projects, yes, I have told you basically. Livestock project, basically I have told you what is necessary. Fisheries and aquaculture project, industrial projects, construction projects, and marketing projects. So technical evaluation, how to do the technical evaluation. This, of course, when you do practically, when you do 1 or 2 projects only, you will know in detail how can you do this one. So now it is only a theoretical approach. If you are working in a bank, if you are handling credit files, try to do any of these projects. Maybe any agricultural projects or a livestock project or a fisheries and aquaculture projects. Ornamental fish farming, yes, I know. In Polnarve area, so many people are doing ornamental fish farm. And then industrial projects, so many SMEs are doing industrial projects. Manufacturing, yes. When you do that one only, you know how the technical appraisal you have to do it. In detail, you will come to know. When you do it practically. So this is technical appraisal. Technical appraisal, basic consideration. Yes. So when you do, we have seen the different types of one, and now we go into more detail. Technical appraisal, basic consideration. Infrastructure facility. You must establish first whether the required infrastructure facilities are there. What are infrastructure facilities? Power, other utilities, that is water, drainage facilities, then road access, clear, wide road access should be there. Then the suitability of the location, whether this location is suitable for a particular project. So this is infrastructure facilities and the communication. Now, of course, obviously, communication now, India people are using internet, email for the communication and everything. So those facilities should be there. Other telecommunication, telephone facilities should be there. So infrastructure facilities you must analyze and establish for a particular project. Then the production process. This is for the industrial project. Production process means there are raw materials. How these raw materials are processed. How these raw materials are processed and the final product is produced. That is, the end product is produced. From the raw material, how the finished product is produced. How the finished product, that is going to be marketed. So how the finished product is, that how it is done. So we call it production process. We call it production process. And then fixed asset requirement. So for the project, for a particular project, whether it may be agriculture project, whether it may be industrial project or livestock project or a aquaculture project, maybe, or an industrial project, fixed assets requirement. What and what fixed assets? So when we say fixed assets, what are the fixed assets? Land, building, machinery, vehicles, other fixed assets. That means computer system, refrigerators, ACs, standby generator, tools, computer system, etc., other fixed assets. So these are fixed asset requirement. So depending on the project, what are the fixed assets required? So what I have told you now, land, building, machinery, vehicle, other fixed assets, these are generally for a particular For the project to project, the requirement may differ. So what are the fixed assets required for this particular project? You must assess. And suitability and availability. And the fixed asset that we have identified, whether it is suitable for the project and whether it is available for us to purchase. Whether it is suitable for the project and whether it is available to purchase. You have to. And then install capacity and capacity utilization. Install capacity and capacity utilization. What is the install capacity and what is the capacity utilization? This is an industrial project. This is an important thing. Now, a machinery which produces certain item. So that machine can work for an hour, it can produce 100 units. For an hour, it can produce 100 units. In one day, it can work only for 8 hours. Then you have to rest the machine. It can rest the machine. But every day it can work. Every day it can work. So, per day, 100 units is produced, that machine, for 8 hours. Only it works. And rest of the day, it should rest. Every day it can work. So, 365 days. 365 into 100, 36,000 units per year. That machine can produce 36,000 units per year. So that is install capacity of the machinery. Number of maximum units that machine can be produced per unit of time. That is the install capacity. Install capacity means total number of items a machinery can produce per unit of time. Here the per unit of time is 1 year. For 8 hours, the machinery can produce how much? 100 units. 8 hours, that machine can produce 100 units. So per year, 365 days, 365 into 100, 36,000 units. This is the install capacity. But now, at the start, the machinery won't be produced 100 units. Maybe less than that one. Because the market demand won't be there. Maybe later, it may increase. So, initially, it produced only 50 units. So, install capacity is 36,500. Utilized capacity only 50 units per day. So, into 365 days, that is about half of that one. That is, capacity utilization is 50%. So, this is also important. This is also important. Install capacity and capacity utilization. Now, because when the production is going on, when the marketing is increasing, then the capacity utilization also will increase. Capacity utilization also could be increased. So this is install capacity and capacity utilization. Meaning of install capacity is what is the maximum unit a machine can produce per unit of time. Per unit of time can be per year or per month or per day, whatever, that is depend. So per unit of time, the maximum unit a machine can produce, that is installed capacity. Out of that one, how much it's producing, that is capacity utilization. Right. Then the input requirement. For the production process, for the machinery to produce, there should be input requirement. So you must assess whether the inputs are available. Now, paddy mill. Input is paddy. Output is rice. Input may be raw rice or palm oil rice or steamed rice. Output is, yes, steamed rice or nadu. So input requirement. Whether input are available, whether paddy is available, required quantity is available, whether it is suitable for milling, whether it is available. So you have to see suitability of the input and availability of the input. Available, if input should be available and it should be suitable for the process. You must. Then power and fuel requirement. Yes, these are operating on electricity. So what is the power requirement? How many kVA? Whether you have to have a or generator you must have, or additional electricity supply whether you must have. Power and fuel requirement. You must estimate how many kVA is required for this project. This production process, how many units. And the other utilities, we have already seen other utilities, water, telecommunication, internet facilities, whether those things are available. And the usage and the requirement, what is the requirement? So this is basic consideration of the technical appraisal. Once again, infrastructure facilities, power, other utilities, road access, suitability of location, etc. You must establish. Then the production process, which of course as a sample we will see later. Fixed asset requirement, that is suitability and availability of the fixed assets, what is required, then the install capacity and the capacity utilization, then input requirement. So whether the required input are available, whether those are suitable for the process, and power and fuel requirement, and finally other utilities, usage and requirement you have to establish. Now we have a small break. Now the time is 2:53. We will meet by 3:10. We will meet by 3:10. Okay. Okay. Now let us continue. Let us continue now. Now I'm going to use the board. So if you want the note, of course, you can keep it with you in your system. I'm going to use the board. Okay. So once again, technical appraisal, basic consideration. First, of course, you must know the infrastructure facilities. I'm just this slide only. I'm just doing again. Infrastructure facilities, power and other utilities, road access, suitability of the location. The location should be suitable for the project. There should be no water locking or enunciation, flooding. That should be, you must establish it. No flooding of water. So if you start an agricultural project or a livestock project in the area, in a location where the water is flooding during the rainy season, then it is upset the whole project. So you must see, it is not water inundated land or water logging land, or water flooding land. You must ensure infrastructure facility. And the road access. Road access also, you must be sure. Now the land is here. There may be main road. You want to establish a garment factory. Obviously, the input is fabric, inputting fabric, and from there the garment manufactured, loading and unloading through a containers. So the road access should be for a container to come and go. Easily a container has to come to the location and then loading and taking away. Otherwise, if the container can't come, then big problem. You have to use labor to carry the garments from here to here, the main road. Similarly, the fabric from there to here. So you must ensure whether this road access is satisfactory for a container to come and go. If the project is a garment project, where manufactured and products and the input, that is fabric, are transported by a container. So these are the things you must establish. So infrastructure facilities, power, other utilities, road access, suitability of the location. I have told you one thing, access should be very clear, and the water locking or the water flooding should not be there. And then the production process, I will explain you now. Then fixed assets requirement we have seen. What are the fixed assets? For any project, the fixed assets mean fixed asset, land, buildings, machinery, vehicles, other fixed assets, right? Computer system, standby generator, ACs, air conditioners, tools, furniture and fitting, etc. These are the fixed assets. Similar item, furniture and fittings, computer systems and the generator, ACs, and tool, yeah. And then the project, then the other one is the current assets. Raw materials, work in process or work in progress, finished good, debtors, trade debtors, for receivable, finished good, debtors, yes. And then sometimes advance payment, the current assets. This we call collectively, call it gross working capital. Gross working capital. Or we call it investment. The project investment. So when we say project investment, there are fixed assets and current assets Fixed assets, these are the land, building, machinery, vehicle, other fixed assets I have mentioned there. Then the current assets, that is raw material, work in process, finished good, debtors or receivable, trade debtors, TRAD, trade debtors, receivable, and then advance payment. Maybe to obtain the electricity, we may have to pay advance, or sometimes to get the raw material, they may say you pay an advance payment. Water connection, advance payment. Yeah, like that. So this is, we call it as a current assets. That is the gross working capital or operating capital. By operating capital, raw material, change into work in progress, then come as finished good, come as debtors. If you sell on credit, then it is debtors. Then when you recover cash, will come as cash. Then cash you will use to purchase the raw material. So it is operating, working. It is working. Working capital cycle. Working capital cycle. It is working. So this is for the project appraisal, the financial analysis. This is very important. So this is the investment cost. For you to calculate the investment cost, these things. So you must consider. So fixed asset requirement. These are the fixed asset requirement. Whether suitability. Suitable fixed assets should be there, and those fixed assets should be available also. Right. And then installed capacity. That is for the machinery, installed capacity. Production process, installed capacity. I will erase this. Installed capacity. For the machinery. A machine can make 100 units per 8 hours day. 100 units. The rest of the time, the machine has to rest. Some machines are like that. So that depends. So this machine can work for 8 hours only per day, and it will produce 100. So per year, this is per day. Per year, 365 days. So it can produce 365 into 100 units. That is 36,500 units. So this is the installed capacity. Installed capacity per year of this machine. Installed capacity per year of this machine. But this machine is producing only 50 units. At the start, producing only 50 units per 8 hours per day. That is per 8 hours per day. Maybe that may produce in, say, about 4 hours, it may produce. Half to. Yeah. So it is going to produce how much? 18,250 units per year. So this is the utilized capacity. We call it utilized capacity. So there are two things. One is installed capacity. What is the maximum number of units the machine can produce per unit of time? Per unit of time in the sense per year or per month, per day or whatever it is. In this case, per year, I have taken. It can produce only 36,500 units. But this machine, because of the lack of marketing facilities, so it is only, now only it has started, new project, so producing only 50 units per day. So in a year, it will produce only 18,250 units. We call it utilized capacity. Then the capacity utilization is, I am writing here, capacity utilization is equal to utilized capacity divided by installed capacity multiplied by 500. So this is equal to 18,250 divided by 36,500 into 100 is equal to 50%. So here the capacity utilization is 50%. Capacity utilization is utilized capacity divided by installed capacity, 100%. So this is 50%. We take another example. We erase it and take another example. So for you to find out what is the installed capacity of a machinery, the technical detail you must get. Technical detail about the machine you must get. For a day or for a unit of time, how many units it will produce. So in the example, we take machinery. It produce 100 units per hour. 100 units per hour. Daily it can work for 12 hours. Daily it can work for 12 hours. The rest of the 12 hours it has to rest. Daily it can work for 12 hours. So 100 units per hour. So per day 100 units into 12 hours is equal to 1,200 units per day. So this also you can take it as an installed capacity. This also you can take it as an installed capacity per day, installed capacity, or per year 1,200 into 365. 1,200 into 365. 438,000 units per year. So this is also installed capacity per year, per unit of time. What is the maximum output per unit of time? So we can call it. So this machinery, 12 hours only it can work for a year, and it can produce 100 units per hour. So per day, 100 units into 12 hours, 1,200 units per day. Per year, 1,200 into 365 days. So 438,000 units per year. So you can call it 1,000 units per day installed capacity, or 438,000 units per year installed capacity. This is installed capacity. Out of that one, how much it is producing per day or per year, that is the utilized capacity. Then the utilized capacity divided by the installed capacity, you will get capacity utilization. Right. Then the input requirements. So what are the inputs necessary for the processing? You identify various inputs, whether those inputs are available and whether those are suitable. සමහර වෙලාවට input available වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් suitable වෙන්න බෑ. So you must ensure both the input is available and it is suitable for the products. And then power and fuel requirement. What is the power requirement? If they are using fuel, what is the fuel requirement? So sometimes the power supply, that is kilowatt hour, kVA. We measure it in kVA, kilowatt ampere, kVA. Sometimes the power supply from the general main is not sufficient. Sometimes power supply from the main is, public main is not sufficient. So in that case, what you have to do? You have to put a transformer. You have to put a transformer, install a transformer. So by installing transformer, you can increase the power supply. So you must see, depending on the project, depending on the industry, depending on the machinery, whether the public mains current is sufficient. Otherwise, here they have to go for a transformer. The cost of the transformer you have to consider in the project costing, cost of the transformer, because that has to be borne by the customer himself. So you have to consider that one. So power requirement, and then fuel requirement. If they are using fuel, fuel requirement, how many gallons or liter? Then what are the other utilities for the project? You have to work out. What are the other utilities you have to work out? Other utilities mean water, communication, electricity we have already seen, like that, other utilities. So these are the basic consideration for a technical appraisal. You must consider all these things. Right. I am raising this. I'm going to the next slide. Technical appraisal, basic consideration, we are continuing. Labor utilization. For the project, maybe industrial or agriculture or whatever the project, labor is necessary. How many labor? And the labor also, there are categories: skilled labor, unskilled labor. You must categorize how many skilled labor required, how many unskilled labor required. That is labor utilization. And you must ensure whether this labor is available. So that's what labor utilization and availability you have to ensure. Now you see garment factory. So many places they have established the garment factory, but the labor is not enough, not available for the tailoring work. Garment factories, for the tailoring work, labor is not available. So what do? They send the vehicle, the buses, to the neighboring district, neighboring area to bring people to work in the garment factories. So this is additional cost. What will happen? Cost of production will increase. So in the international market, global market, our cost of production is high. We won't be able to compete with the garments exported by Vietnam, Bangladesh, or Thailand because our cost of labor is high, our cost of production is high, we won't be able to compete with them. So you must ensure labor utilization, what are the type of labor, skilled and unskilled labor required for this project, and whether it is available, and whether it will be sustainable, whether you can continuously get this labor. You must ensure that one. Whether you can get this labor continuously, you have to. Similarly, technical staff and technical support. That also, whether the technical staff is available. What are the technical staff you require for this project? Maybe electrician you may need, maybe a mechanical you may need, maybe a different type of technical personnel you may need. So categorize and whether those technical personalities are available in the area, whether they are available, and what is the selection criteria, on what basis you are going to select them. In the case of technical people, technical card, on what basis you are going to select them. And then apart from that, technical know-how. If it is a specialized project, the technical know-how is very, very important. The people who are working should know their technology, the technical know-how. And for that purpose, sometimes local collaboration. There are people with local people with technical knowledge. So you may go for collaboration with them, or foreign collaboration with the technical know-how. The foreigners with the technical know-how, if they come, there may be collaboration. So that's also should be discussed clearly and agreed. So technical know-how, how these people are going to get local collaboration, or the local employing local people, or foreign collaboration. And then after that one, input as well as product storage. The input material they must store. How is the storage facility for the input material? Raw material, packing material, various other material, input storage. Similarly, after producing output, finished good storage. How is the finished good storage? Product storage. You must ensure what capacity, what is the length and breadth of the building, and what is the height of the building for the storage purposes. You must. And then environmental consideration. What are the environmental considerations? Whether this project is environmentally friendly, or whether it causes harmful, whether it is harmful to the environment. Environmental, especially the ecological environment. Ecological environment. That is fauna and flora. This is plants. This is animals. Ecology. Apart from that, air, water, soil, the ecological environment. So whether the project is harmful for the ecological environment. When it is ecological environment, fauna, that is animals, small animal, big animal, all type of animal, flora, all type of plants, and air pollution and water pollution, whether it may cause soil pollution, you must consider. So if it is not harmful to the environment, ecological environment, you can go ahead. And actually, this type of projects, Pradeshiya Sabha, local bodies, local government bodies, Pradeshiya Sabha approval should be obtained. In addition, uh, Environment Authority approval should be obtained. Environment Authority approval should be obtained. And finally, your suggestions and recommendation for the project. Whether you suggest anything for the project, whether you recommend anything, or whether you are declining the project, whether you are putting any conditions for the project. Based on those analyses, whether you are suggesting anything to follow or conditions as condition, or you are making any recommendation or declining the project. Okay, yeah, these are technical appraisal. Now I am moving on to another production process. This is the important thing. In the case of industrial, project, production process is important. The basic thing for a production process is flow chart. Production process flow chart. This is, here you are putting inputs and outputs are coming. This is the production process. In between so many production process. So how this production process is happening, especially in the case of India. As an example, paddy milling project we take. We take the paddy milling project. Here the input is paddy. Input is paddy. It coming from the field, the farmers, harvesting, and then it comes to the coming to the field. It can come to the mill, storage. It coming to the storage from the paddy. So, since it is coming from the field, there may be sand, small stones may be there with the paddy. So, if with that one, if we mill it, then the rice also will have stone and sand and like that. So, what do we have to do? We have to remove this. Paddy millers have to remove it. So, there are machineries for that purpose. Here is a machinery. We call it de-stoner. So, from the storage, it will come to the de-stoner machine. If sometimes some areas the very bad enough, if it is more, you may have to use two machines. You may have to two machines. So, that also de-stoner. Right. It is coming. So, this will remove the stones and sand will be removed. So now, of course, maybe satisfactorily these things have been removed. Now, what we had to do is we had to de-husk. The paddy will covered with the husk. So you have to remove the husk. So there is another machine for that purpose. Hala. H-U-L-L-E-R. Hala machine. It goes through that one. You remove the husk. And the rice will come in. Rice will come in. Sometimes there may be stones and maybe there sometimes. So another D-stone missing. And depending on the quality of the paddy, D-stone missing. Okay. Now if it is Samba hal, Samba Sudu part. Sometimes metana kalu part, kaha part, all maybe particles may be there. That will give a bad look, not a good look for the rice. So that also should be removed. So that is there is another machine for that one. Another is color separator. So rice will go through the color separator. So the particles removed. Color separator. Now the good quality rice is coming now. What we do is we will weighing and packing machine. Weighing and packing machine. So now the packed rice will be there. This will go to the store. This is the production process of raw rice, Samba hal. Samba rice nispadane. Paddy will come to the mill, storage. So in that paddy, stones and sand may be there. That should be removed. So de-stone machine, 1 or 2 machine. Then it will go clean paddy. It will go through the hala which separate the husk, and then rice. Again de-stone, again color separator. Sorry, there is one thing I have missed. This will come later. There is another machine. Polisher machine. Polisher. What happened? The rice, the outer cover will be there, so it will be polished. Then only the smooth appearance, smooth taste will come to the rice. And byproduct is rice polish. Rice polish. It's used for the animal feed. Rice polish that will be used for the animal feed. And then rice will come. This is weighing and packing. So this will come to the stores. This will come to the stores. So this is the production process of raw rice, that is Samba. So here we know all these machineries are there. So what are the type of machineries we need? And whether we can check whether these are available, whether these are suitable, the different type of machineries. And I will ask you one thing. Here per hour, this has the capacity of per hour 10 tons capacity. This stone. This also has 10 tons capacity per hour. This also has 10 tons capacity. This has 8 tons capacity. This has 10 tons capacity. This has 12 tons capacity. This has 15 tons capacity. Look at it and see what will happen. This is 10 ton capacity. 10 ton capacity. This has a 10 ton capacity. This is 8 tons capacity. This is 10 ton capacity. This is 12 ton capacity. This is 15 ton capacity. Anybody? Yes. What will happen if this is like that? I want at least somebody to answer my question. This is a general question. This is not a highly technical or highly banking question. This is a very basic technical, basic general question. The capacity of the machineries I have given. Capacities of the machines I have given. What will happen? Please, somebody to answer. Here, tensions, oh, no problem coming. Here, tension, no problem coming. Please, here, tensions, no problem coming. Here, 8 tons. So, this is processing only 8 tons. 8 tons only, it will be allowed to go. Passing 8 tons. Hereafter, 8 tons sama. So, it is 10 tons, this 8 tons sama. So, this has a capacity of 12 tons, 8 tons sama. Yes, it goes on. So, what will happen? This is, there will be a block. There will be a block. It is like a narrow bridge. It is like a narrow bridge. When you go to Kandy, the road, everything is okay. You are going, when you are going closer to the Peradeniya bridge. It's a narrow one. This side or that side, vehicle will get accumulated. Only limited number. So, it will be a bottleneck. We call it a bottleneck. This will be a bottleneck. This 8 ton capacity, this is going to be a bottleneck. Why this has happened? If it is 10 ton, then no problem, it would have gone. If it is 10 ton, no problem, it would have gone. Since it is 8 ton, there is going to be a bottleneck. There will be an accumulation of rice here. And thereafter only 8 tons only, it will go. So we call it machinery imbalancing. Machinery imbalancing. Imbalancing. Or machinery not balancing. That is more clear. Not balancing. This 8 ton capacity machinery is not balanced, imbalanced. So when you do the project, you must see whether these machineries are balanced. When you do the project, you will buy various machineries, whether the capacity of these machineries are balanced. You have to examine and see. That is very important. This has happened in many projects. And here it is 15 tons. Wastage of money, over investment. It is 10 tons, if this 10 tons, this also maybe 10 tons is enough. By purchasing 15 tons, wastage of capital. So the machinery balancing is very important. Machinery balancing important. So that's what flow chart with activities and time dimension. We have this is a flow chart. So now capacity, everything we have put. What are the machineries we have put? And time dimensions. That is, this one take how many minutes? This machine take how many minutes? This take how many minutes? This, all these machineries for the respective processing, how long it will take, what is the time duration they will take. When you total it up, it is a total time duration for this process. So how many batches you can do? In a day, how many batches you can do? So time dimension, flow chart with activities and time dimension. Activities I have given and the time dimension also you have to, yes, from the technical specification of the machinery, you have to include it. So once you've done this one, you know what are the machineries you need and what are the capacity of the machineries, what is the time dimension for each activity, whether the machineries are balanced, what is the, in that case, what is the input, and how much is going to be output. So if you are putting 10 tons paddy here, what is the output? Within how many minutes or how many hours, what is the output? You know. So you can continuously, you can work on that one. Apart from that, the layout plan. This is, we call it machinery layout plan. Machinery layout plan. Based on that one, so these machineries will be going to be there within the building, factory building. This machinery is going to be there within the factory building. So you know, you can estimate what is the length of the building, what is the breadth of the building, what should be the height of the building. You can plan it based on this layout plan. So land, so to put up this building, what is the minimum requirement of the land extent? So land extent you can plan. Building area, what is the floor area you can plan. What are the specifications you can plan. You can machinery balancing, preventing bottleneck, and preparing the layout plan. Everything you can do it. Everything you can do it. So this is the production process. So you must know what is any industry, any production, you must know what is the production process. And then you have to prepare a production process flow chart and the machinery layout plan. All these things you have to prepare. And then raw material. What is the raw material? Now you know the capacity, you know the time duration. So per day, how much is the raw material paddy you require? What is going to be the output per day? You will plan raw material, utilization, and requirement. And then, now, from one machine to another machine, the paddy is going on. This is done electrically by using elevator system. You can do it. You can do it by using elevator system. From here to here, elevator system. Here to here, elevator system. Elevator system. Elevator system. Elevator system. Elevator system. Elevators. Electrically, you can do it. So the manpower requirement is less. If the elevator system is not there, you have to use the manpower. To transfer the paddy or rice from one machine to another, you have to use the manpower. If you have the elevator system, manpower is not necessary, but only you must have some supervisor to check whether the machines are working in order. You must have some personnel to check whether machines are in order working. Elevator systems. And elevator systems are working on motor. So for that also you need electricity. So current electricity usage will be high. Electricity usage will be high on this elevator system. So the labor, based on that one, what is the labor requirement? What are the technical support you need? How much power you need? How much fuel usage? Other utilities, everything Once you plan out this production process flow chart and layout plan and machinery balancing, then everything you can prepare easily. Everything you can prepare easily. So this is for the raw rice. If it is parboiled rice, earlier only parboiled rice, they put the paddy in a big utensils or big barjanaval and you boil. But now it is not like that. Now what do they do? Right. Before going to the hala, now what do they do? They soak this paddy in water, H2O, water. So, for about 2 days. So, in water. After soaking, they transfer these things into funnel-shaped equipment. Funnel-shaped equipment. Funnel-shaped equipment. And transfer the soaked paddy into this funnel-shaped equipment. And there will be a boiler, BOILER boiler, that generates steam at 100 degrees Celsius, that generates steam. That steam will be passed into this funnel for a few seconds. What will happen? The paddy will get steamed. Paddy will get steamed. If the time duration is more, paddy, you will get rice. So it is only for a few seconds they will send the steam. After that one, they remove the paddy, steam the paddy and send to the hull and send to the hull. Now it will be hulled and the husk will be removed and it is a steam rice, polished and everything will be happened. This is the polished rice. Steamed rice. So nadu rice, that is raw rice, and the steamed rice. Now how to produce is the production flow chart. We have prepared the production flow chart. Any questions? Any questions on this one? So by preparing this one, production process, flow chart and the layout plan and everything, the whole thing you can prepare. So now, once again, we go through this production process, flow chart with activities and time dimension. Yes, we explain. Land extent, building area. Yes, you can prepare. Basic facilities, requirement. Yes, you can prepare. Machinery and equipment, specification, balancing, preventing bottlenecks, layout plan. Yes. Raw material utilization and requirement. volunteers you can prepare. And labor, technical support requirement, how many laborers you need, technical support, everything you can prepare. Power and fuel storage you can prepare. Standby generator, whether it is required, you have to, depending on the KVA requirement, you can prepare, you can decide, right? And then labor, technical support requirement, power and fuel storage, and utilities requirement, and the mobility requirement. Mobility requirement is transport. So how is the transport to bring in raw material, that is paddy? How is the transport facility to send out the products, that is finished good, that is rice? So mobility requirement. How many lorry loads you require the paddy? How many lorry loads you can send out the rice? You can decide, because everything is now you can plan. And what is the input-output ratio? Generally, when you put 1 kilo of paddy, you will get about 720 grams of rice. When you put 1 kilo, because the husk is removed, polish is removed, so when you put 1 kilogram of paddy, you will get about 720 grams of rice. So that is input-output ratio. So when you put about 100 tons of paddy, how much of rice you will get it? Input-output ratio based on that one. Then the pollution estimation. Here, the pollution is the problem. How the problem? Because of the dust. Because of the dust. That is one thing. And the smell. Parboiled rice, that will create a bad smell in the surrounding. So how to control this pollution? So one is dust pollution and the smell pollution. They both are air pollution. How to control? You have to prepare the control program. You have to prepare. And finally, quantity of, I have told you already, what is the quantity of paddy required, what is the quantity of rice produced, and the cost estimation. You can do the cost estimation. So this is, I have given you as an example for paddy, but you can use it. You have to use similar one for any industrial processing, any industrial production. You must have this production flow chart, process flow chart. You must have. Okay. Then technical appraisal is over. Next, entrepreneur and management appraisal. So entrepreneurship is very important. Management is very important for a project of this nature. So that appraisal should be you have to do it very carefully. Management quality of key personnel is very important. Management quality, their integrity, their reliability, their competence. You must ensure. The management team, it is a management team. It is a management team. So the members of the management team, their integrity, their reliability, their competence, you must ensure is very important. Now, what is their qualification and what are their experience? Equally important. Their qualifications as well as competence, equally important, you must ensure. Then it should be a balanced team. What is the meaning of balanced team? Different operation like marketing management, financial management, product management, administration. All these things should be managed by suitable people. Suitable, qualified and experienced people should do it. So these are different areas: production management, marketing management, administration, human resource management. So for this type of operation, this type of work, there should be an experienced and qualified person to manage these places. That is we call balanced team. So the management team should be a balanced team. You must ensure that one. If it is not a balanced team, there is going to be a risk. If it is not a balanced team, if all the key positions are managed by same qualified people, maybe accountant, Ola accountant, no, it won't work. Oh, Ola production managers, no, it won't work. All Ola computer software programmers, no, it won't work. That particular activity should be managed by suitable person with a suitable qualification and experience. And it should be, that's what we call it, balanced team. You must ensure. Then how do they face with risk? Risky situation can come anytime. So when the risky situation come, they should be prepared to face it. So you have to judge, are they capable of facing the risky situation? You must judge. Are they capable of facing the risky situation? So once you decide it, so that way you have to appraise or evaluate the entrepreneur and management appraisal. You have to evaluate management quality of key person. You have to manage. You have to appraise, evaluate. Then the environmental appraisal. Actually, I will be erasing this one. Environmental appraisal. So there will be economical, political, regulatory, social, technological, legal. Yes, the appraisal. So really, we call it pestle analysis. We call it pestle analysis. Political, economical, social, technological, ecological, and legal. The environment. So whether these environment are conducive for the project. Economical. So there is, of course, country's economic situation, whether it is suitable, and the political environment, whether it is suitable, political environment. And the economical mean interest rates and then inflation, the state inflation, foreign exchange rate. If this project, of course, really production, so the cost of production may be affected by the higher interest rate, may be affected by the inflation rate, and if it is involved in import and export, it also may be affected by the fluctuating foreign exchange rate. So you must analyze that one. That is one aspect. In the political situation, whether it is good, whether the government is encouraging this type of projects, whether the government is encouraging this type of project that you have to analyze. In the social, whether this project is socially and culturally acceptable. Socially and culturally acceptable. And culturally, C-U-L-C-U-R-A, culturally acceptable. Then the technological that we have already seen, whether the technologically, whether it could be implemented. Then ecological, I have seen pollution, whether it creates any pollution. Ecology, I have already told you, ecology. Animals, plants, air, water, soil. Yes. Plants we call flora, we call fauna. Whether these things ecologically affect the project, and then legally also whether it is okay. And on the other hand, economic aspect, you must see whether this project creates economic benefits to the country. Economic benefits to the country. Whether this project brings economic benefits to the country. What are the things? Economic benefits. Employment creation. And then export orientation, import substitution, value addition, whether this project brings economic benefits to the country. Economic benefits to the country, whether this project brings. So these things you have to analyze. Environmental appraisal. So political, economical, social, and culturally, it should be acceptable to the people. The project should be acceptable. Technologically, it should be implementable. Ecologically, it won't cause any pollution. And legally also, it is acceptable, it is implementable. So these things you have to consider. So this way, you have to do the economic environmental appraisal. You have to do the environmental appraisal. Pestle analysis, we call it pestle analysis. Then the financial appraisal. Financial appraisal. Rating this. So now I told you various appraisal marketing. First, of course, we have done the marketing appraisal. From there, we get the sales. Sales value, quantity and sale value. So that will give you the income. That will give you the income. How much income? Then we have done technology, appraisal. Yeah, of course, we have considered costs. Cost estimate. So now you have income and cost estimate. Here income estimates. Income estimates cost. So from both, jointly you can do the financial projections. If you do this analysis, market analysis, we have discussed how much quantity can be marketed, what is the price. So you know what is the income estimation. Similarly, when we do the technological appraisal, what are the different type of cost and other thing. So cost estimates also. So when you from both you can have the financial projection. Then similarly you can do the project investment cost. From where? That is also from the technical appraisal. That is flow chart. From the flow chart. Process, production process. Production process. You can have a project. What are the type of machineries, building, land extent, everything from the production flow chart you are getting. No, you. Cost estimate. And then from there, you can have the financing plan. Financing plan. What is the loan? What is the equity? What is the loan? What is the equity? So from the production process, you can have the project investment cost. That is fixed asset cost and working capital cost. I have explained to you all. So we can, and then financing plan. You can have the financing plan. So with all these things, you can have the projected profit and loss statement. You can have the projected profit and loss statement. By when combining all these things, you can have the projected, projected P&L statement. Other financial statement also you can. Other financial statements also you can prepare. Projected. Then you can do the ratio analysis. Maybe you would have done your financial module in this program. You would have done. Otherwise, if you haven't done, they may do it. That is ratio analysis. They will do it. And then, of course, there are investment financial appraisal, calculating the NBV, IRR calculations. Maybe we may do that one later. And we decide whether investment is good, whether they can go ahead with this investment. The final conclusion you can come by doing this, all these financial analysis, ratio analysis. So for that, of course, you must have the projected financial statement, including projected profit and loss statement. So I told you how to do the projected financial statement. From the market appraisal, you have the quantity and sale value, and the technological appraisal, you have the cost estimates, and the production process, you have the projected investment cost. Then you will have the financial plan, loan and equity, and finally you will join everything. You will have a projected profit and loss statement and the ratio analysis. From this one, ratio analysis, you will do ratio analysis we will do. And after that, finally, we will do the investment financial appraisal, NPV and IRR calculation. We may do it later. Then the economic appraisal, separately, I have already told you, right? I have already explained to you. Labor intensity, how many employment creation, export orientation, import substitution, local raw material usage, then value addition, other economic benefits to the country. So in the economic appraisal, what are the economic benefits this project will bring to the country? What are the economic benefits this project will bring to the country? And we combine everything and do the economic IRR, economic internal rate of return. That of course we may not do it. We will do only financial internal rate of return, FIRR only we will be doing later. So economic appraisal also you will be doing. And with that one, you conclude whether this facility can be granted or not. So you will have a decision in regard to this project. So once again, you know, this is project appraisal. I have explained to you today the difference between process and project, public projects and private projects, and the project appraisal. A private project appraisal, how to do it, in which way do we are doing. So you will be doing in a systematic manner, market appraisal, and then technical appraisal, and then financial appraisal, management appraisal, and then environment appraisal, economic appraisal. So in a systematic way, you will be doing this. And finally, in the economic appraisal, what are the benefits this project will bring to the country? That is labor utilization, employment creation, export orientation, import substitution, local raw material usage, value addition. What do you mean by value addition? What do you mean by value addition? Value addition. What do you mean by value addition? Very basic, simple, very simple example. Swing hoppers there. It's a product is there, swing hopper. You add spices, oil, etc. You make swing hopper. Kottu. Value addition. 10 swing hoppers, maybe 100 rupees or 120. When you do all these things, it may be 250 rupees. So product is there. By improving the quality, appearance, taste, and other things, improving the quality. That is value addition. That is, so any product is there already. Improving the quality. By appearance, by packing, and increasing appearance, packing, Then smell. Various other things. Improving the quality. Improving the quality. Then improved product. So already product is there. But you are improving the quality of the product by various ways, various methods. One is increasing the appearance, packing, color, smell, improving the color of the product, shape of the product, shape of the product. So improving the quality. That is value addition. So we will be certain things added and the value of the product is enhanced. So good quality. Example, I generally say the sting hopper. By putting the spices, oil, etc. and then sting hopper kottu. So value added product. Value addition. So when you do the value addition to a product, that also bring economic benefit to the country. That is also bring economic benefit to the country. Right. Now, after doing the appraisal, if you are satisfied with the appraisal, if you think you can go ahead, you can consider granting the facility to this particular project, then you must ask the customer for an interview. Then only you must have an interview. Before that, of course, you can call and you can ask various things from the customer about the project. But the interview, typical interview should be after you conclude the appraisal of the project, and if you are satisfied. The interview should be open and straightforward. So before that one, before the customer comes, before the interview, you must be prepared. Mark the gray areas in the project report and see what and what things you have to verify, what and what things you have to clarify. Examine the client interest and the knowledge. By doing the interview, you judge client's knowledge and his interest and his knowledge. You examine. You satisfy yourself whether he has a good interest in the project and the knowledge in the project. If necessary, you make suggestions and recommendations. You can make suggestion to the customer client, and you can make recommendation to the client. So this is the interview. So interview should be open, and you must see the customer is his integrity, and he answers truthfully for your questions. So, and you judge he is really interested in this project. There may be sometimes some people just to get the bank loan come with the project. But the client should have the real interest in the project. That you have to judge. That you have to. Yeah. Okay. Today, of course, now I think wind up now. I will close the session now. Next one, carrying out the inspection. Now the interview also we have finished, appraisal and the interview we have finished. Next one, carrying out inspection. How to carry out the inspection? That we will discuss in our next session. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me now. I'll be here for a few minutes, so you can ask me. If you don't understand or anything, you can ask me. I'll be here for a few minutes. Okay. If there is no questions, okay, we wind up. Thank you. So, right, okay. Shall I tell you? Will you take it down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 0 777 0 777
Okay.
708
708
184.
184.
I repeat 0 777
708
708 184.
184.
Okay.
And your name is, sir?
Sorry?
And sir's name?
It is not clear. Sorry.
Can I know your name, sir? Can I know your name, sir?
Sorry?
Can I know your name, sir?
My number?
No, your name, sir.
My name?
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, name.
Name?
Yes.
My name you are asking, or?
Yes, sir.
I am Loganathan.
Thank you, sir.
I am Loganathan. You wanted my name, huh?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
miss.
Yes, sir.
It is not clear. I don't know. Maybe something wrong with the system, or?
Yes.
Ah, yeah, correct. Okay, okay, yeah, Loganathan. Yeah, Loganathan.
Thank you so much.
Loganathan. Loganathan. Which bank you are working for?
I'm an entrepreneur, sir.
Sorry?
I'm an entrepreneur, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Right, right.
Thank you very much, sir. I heard your name. Yes.
Hmm?
Thank you very much, sir. I heard your name.
Please type it. Would you please type it?
Okay, sure, sir.
Something, the system, of course.
Oh, sorry. So sorry about the connection.
Thank you, sir. Okay, right. Thank you, Yasodia.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Yasoda. Okay, bye. Right.